Thank you very much. We would appreciate that, Jen. Thank you.
Did
Yeah.
that was that live? My
Yeah,
bad.
yes, thank you, Jen. We do appreciate the
Yeah.
assistance. Now, Jen, if you could just help out the Kings in the second half, we would greatly appreciate that, okay? 65-46 at the half. All right, a couple of things. Number one, Philadelphia is getting into the paint at will whenever they want. Their dribble
Yes.
penetration and they're attacking the basket. The Kings have no answer. That's number one. Number two, the Kings have taken way too many threes in the first half instead of attacking the basket. And number three, the Sixers have done a marvelous job on neutralizing Sabonis. They've done a great job defensively on Sabonis. Not only is he in foul trouble, but he only had 2 points in 18 minutes. So this game right now is firmly in the palms of the Sixers because they're dictating play on both sides of the floor.
Grant, I'm not sure why I'm on this show right now. I mean, you laid it out pretty well right there. I think another thing you want to add in there, the Kings in the turnovers in the first half, Grant, 10 turnovers to only 10 assists. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
winning basketball for them.
There are a couple of times when the Kings are able to get to the basket and get what I think is a high percentage two, and they continue to kick it out for threes. And on a night when the threes are not falling, personally, I don't like that strategy. All right. And now you find yourselves in a hole. But all of that really doesn't matter if you're not able to stop Philadelphia's dribble penetration. Their guards, their forwards, they're attacking the basket, and the Kings are not able. I mean, Maxey in the first quarter, okay, was breaking down the Kings defense at almost every single possession.
Well, Grant, having Embiid off the court means the court opens up for a guy
Yeah.
like Maxey, and you know the Kings' problems defending from the perimeter.
All right, let's bring in Jerry. Jerry, before you were coming on, I was just saying two things that really stick out to me in this first half. The Philadelphia dribble drive and penetration. The Kings have no answer at all to stop Philadelphia attacking the basket. That's number one. And second of all, the Kings are just settling for way too many quick threes. But I got to tell you, I'm impressed with Philadelphia's defense. Philadelphia's defense was very good in that first half. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I was going to say agree. I thought Philly's defense, they're really active.
Yeah.
That's one thing that, quite honestly, they're better defensively without Embiid because they're more active. They can get out and double wings and guards. Now, of course, they miss him offensively tremendously, although in today's game you wouldn't say so. But the turnovers, as you said, the quick threes, really, Keegan's probably the only player playing near his ability. And Domas has probably had the worst half of his career as far as I've seen.
How much do you credit Philadelphia for the way they're playing Sabonis?
Well, I think it's a big part of it because they clearly are running a couple of guys at him because they know, to take away not only his offense, but his passing, his passing lanes. So they're doing a great job there. I think they've decided we can take away the kind of the hub of the offense. The Kings aren't going to be nearly as effective. And certainly they haven't been. I think with Domas, he's got to look to score, really force the action a little bit more.
Ryan, De'Aaron Fox in that first half, to me, it appeared he could get to the basket whenever he wanted to. Okay, whenever he wanted to get to the basket, he could. I want to see more of that. He's the one guy on the Kings that can break down this Philadelphia defense. And I know he took 10 shots, and that's a lot, and he made 4. But I'm talking about just in terms of just breaking down the defense. I want to see him attack.
Yeah, that's when the Kings are at their best, when De'Aaron does that, because it puts the defense on its heels. De'Aaron just seems to turn it on and off when he wants to, Grant, and hopefully it comes in the second half. Jerry, to what you said about Sabonis and how they're playing him, it plays right into what the Kings want to do. Some of the success they've had with Keegan in the last couple games is putting Keegan in that Sabonis spot on top of the key, above the free throw line, and letting him play that 3 position. And you see what happens. So maybe the Kings adjust there, and that's the spark in the second half.
Well, I think that will be a key. They've got to make some real adjustments. I don't know why they wouldn't, because, it's the old deal. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
It's broke. So they've got to really make some adjustments offensively. I thought, they tried to play some zone, wasn't effective at all. And, credit to the Sixers. I thought they had a good game plan. Got good performances, obviously, from Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris, their two main guys.
Hey, after the game, listen, I got a great option for you. Get down to Bennett's, whether it's their West Side Grill in Rockland, whether it's in Roseville at Eureka Road and Lead Hill Road, or at Howe and Fair Oaks in Sacramento. You will find prime seafood and steak. Don't forget, on the weekend, they specialize in the prime rib. Don't forget about the weekend brunch. They have 60 different types of wine available by the glass. And the Bennett's West Side Grill that you see there, that is their newest location. It is in Rockland. It is a beautiful restaurant. So it's an outstanding opportunity this weekend to get down there. Just go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Check out their menu and more. The three of us, we love going to Bennett's. We've met there on many occasions. And I got to tell you, I wish I was at Bennett's right now watching the second half. I'd order myself that prime New York I'd have to check out what kind of salad I'm going to get. But the prime New York's my favorite there. I love it. But now I'm really making everyone hungry. I apologize.
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah, Grant. But I think you got a good point there. I think right now that might be the best strategy we come up with the second half.
Yeah, because, and a nice bottle of red wine and a designated driver, because that first half
exactly
making people drink. But I got to tell you, I don't watch Philadelphia play a lot, Jerry and Ryan. The one thing I was really impressed with in that first half is how they defend and how they rotate. They don't give you a lot of open looks. They're really active defensively.
Yeah, they really are. And I mean, they've certainly, the Kings have turned the ball over for them, but they've forced a lot of them. I'll give them credit. I think this is the best defense I've seen. Really, the Kings have to play. And but to me, it goes back to what you said. I mean, they've got to be more selective with their 3-point shooting, be more aggressive going to the basket, try to get them in foul trouble. Certainly Fox in particular, and then just see if you can make a little bit of a run on these guys. But that's really where you are now.
All right, let's get some predictions. I say the Sixers are going to win this game 125-104. I don't like where the Kings are right now. They haven't shown any ability to stop Philadelphia getting to the basket. Do I expect the Kings to shoot a little bit better in the second half? I do, but not enough to win this game. I think Philadelphia is going to win this game, and I think they're going to win it easily.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I'd probably have it at 120, 101, 102, something like that. But I'm just not sure the Kings can get an offense going unless Fox can just sit by himself really go out there and get a 25-point half.
Yeah, he's capable.
Yes, he is.
Grant, here's something I hang my hat on. They only held Philly to they held them under 30 in the first quarter. 29 points. If the Kings can somehow do that again and string a run together, I think this game gets close, but Philly wins 109-108.
Wow. So you think it's going to get that close? I just don't see this game getting that close. But we'll see. We're going to be on after the contest. I do know this. If the Kings are not able to stop Philadelphia attacking their basket with whether it's dribble penetration, whether it's the dribble penetration, a quick one pass, a one dribble, and to the basket, then the Kings will have no chance in this game. I mean, they're going to have to stop Philadelphia from getting point-blank shots. There were way too many of those, Jerry, in the first half.
Yeah, and I go back to their two main guys, Harris and Maxey, and they've been able to do what they wanted to do, and that's what really drives the entire Philly offense. So if by some miracle if they can stop those two guys to where they're not factors in the second half, I agree with Ryan. They might get back in it, but I just don't believe they can.
Guys, the Kings have a real issue right now at their two-guard position. They're just not, and I'm leaving Monk out of the equation but there are other players. They're not getting anything from that. Chris Duarte, I'm sorry, he's not a starting two-guard, but because of Kevin Huerter's injury, now he is starting. You got to start somebody in that place, but I'm not saying he's a bad player. I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying here. He's not a starting NBA two-guard, in my opinion. He's just not.
No, you're at that position. They call it a shooting guard. Well,
right.
Guess what? You like somebody who can shoot.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's he's I think a role player, a limited role player on a good team, but that's my opinion of it. And you're right. I think that position has been a weak position really all year because Kevin hasn't been himself. So it really shows up in games like this when you really need somebody else to maybe get double figures scoring, and you can't get any.
Oh, the Kings are turning to Colby Jones and Keon to
Yep.
try to fill that void at the 2 guard. And I said this earlier, it's an open position battle for that job right now, unless they make a change.
Yeah, and you don't want that in the middle of the season. You
No.
don't, that's the problem. If it's the first month of the season, then I'm saying that's fine. But when you're almost at the halfway point, you don't want to have an open position on who should be starting. Well, that's the biggest issue, guys.
Grant, think about how much the Kings have leaned on their 2-way guys.
Yeah.
At that position this year. I mean, Keon Ellis right now is not even eligible to play in the playoffs. He's a 2-way guy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's been the best
be
of them, and he's probably been the best.
I know.
That's what you call scary. It really does indicate, for your Monty McNair, you're probably looking around for some possibilities at that position, or even, I personally, if I felt that Harrison could start playing a little better, which I know he's capable, I would try Keegan there because the ball handling wise, I think you could get by with that. Play Trey Lyles and Barnes and Sabonis and Keegan and Fox, and then of course obviously Monk as a key guy. But get your best players on the floor, however you do it.
Yeah.
I want to get to this, Grant. I thought you said Sasha was going to be an all-star. Not only did I say he wasn't going to be an all-star, I said that I thought that his role would be very limited this year based on the European scouts that I talked to that said that he would be nothing more than a role player and don't expect, great things from him. They thought he was an NBA player, but not going to make a splash. And, that's what we're seeing. The one thing I would say about Sasha in the first half, which was extremely apparent to me the first time he touched the ball, he's just not letting the game come to him. And I think that he's feeling right now that his minutes are so limited that he's got to make a splash. And I mean, as soon as he touched the ball, he took a bad shot. And then the another shot, he didn't have a choice. The shot clock was winding down. But you know what I mean, Jerry? He was just like skitter out there today.
Yeah.
He's not letting the game come to him right now.
Exactly. I mean, and I you sort of understand that he hadn't played for a while, and but a guy like that has got to settle in and just take good shots. If he takes good shots, I think he'll make a decent percentage. But that's really, we haven't seen enough of that, and it goes back to, I mean, really, he's got a chance to be a good role player, but right now he's not because he just hadn't been consistent enough. So, just a lot of questions with this Kings team and not enough answers right at the moment. Not just this game, but as you pointed out, I think the 2 guard position is really a concern, and you're just not going to beat really a lot of good teams when you don't know what you're going to get from that position.
Well, we've seen the Kings come down from 19 many times, and a lot of times they'll do it in the first 6 minutes of the third quarter. But with the way Philadelphia is playing defense, I'm skeptical that we're going to see it. But hey, that's what you play the game for. Jerry, we appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend.
I will try to. I'll enjoy it more if we get a good run here in the second half. I'll tell you that.
All right, Jerry. Thank you. Yep, appreciate you.
Hey, guys.
And
Bye,
Rhino,
Jerry.
We will look forward to talking with you on the post-game show coming up here in about an hour.
Can't wait, partner.
And to everyone else, enjoy the second half. This is the place to be right after the game.